You hear the word diagnosis, and your heart just sinks, right? It can feel like a door slamming shut. But what if it's not? For so many families with neurodivergent kids, that moment is actually a door opening. It's the start of a whole new journey, one you're all going to take together. So let's step through that door and see what's on the other side. You know, this source material we're digging into today just nails it with this quote. It calls it a seismic shift. Think about that. This isn't just one little thing that happens to one person. No, it's like an earthquake, and the aftershocks, those ripples, they spread out and touch everyone in the family. So in this explainer, we're not just going to stand on the shore and watch those ripples. We're going to learn how to surf them. We'll get into the challenges, the feelings, and yeah, the wins too. The whole point is to figure out how to navigate all of this together as one strong, united family. All right, first things first, we have to understand that this isn't a splash that just gets the child wet. It's a ripple, and that ripple changes everything. Your daily routines, how you relate to each other, even the way you see the world. It's a shared family event through and through. And that ripple carries a whole lot of feelings with it. The emotional landscape for the family just completely transforms. It's not a straight line, that's for sure. It's messy. It's human. It's this wild mix of overwhelming love and pride right alongside moments of serious frustration and, let's be honest, burnout. And that goes for everyone. Okay, so let's look at what this feels like from different perspectives. For your child, it can be this internal storm, you know? Their nervous system is just buzzing, leading to these huge feelings and sometimes a sense of shame. But for you, the parent, it's often this constant state of high alert. You're always on. And that leads to total burnout and those sleepless nights. The source calls it the parents' midnight club, which is just so real. And we can't forget the siblings. They're in their own little world, trying to figure all this out. On one hand, they can be so loyal. But on the other, there might be a little jealousy there, or this heavy pressure to be the good one, or the family helper. It's a really tough spot to be in, and a lot of what they're going through is completely unseen. Right, so all this stuff isn't just happening inside your home. The minute you step outside your front door, those ripples keep going. And that's where the family unit really gets tested. So let's take a look at what those outside challenges are. The source points to three huge ones. First, advocacy. It basically becomes a full-time job, right? You're fighting for your child's needs in schools, with doctors. It's relentless. Then there's the social stuff. Something as simple as a birthday party can turn into a military operation. You're managing sensory overload, you're dealing with judgmental looks. And then there's this third, really painful one, the pressure to mask. That feeling your child has that they have to hide who they really are just to be accepted. So you've got all this pressure coming from inside the house and outside. The real danger here is that everyone starts to feel alone in it, like you're each on your own little island. The goal then is to build a bridge between those islands, to create a truly united front where everyone feels like, okay, they get me, I'm supported. So how do you actually do that? Well, the source material lays out a pretty clear roadmap. It comes down to 4 key things. Talking to each other openly and honestly, making family time a real priority, celebrating the small wins, not just the big milestones. And finally, and this is the one we all tend to forget, taking care of yourself. Let's really dig into that intentional family time idea for a second. This is not about forcing everyone to have fun on some big stressful outing. No way. It's about the small stuff. Simple things, shared rituals that are low stress but create a really strong connection. Maybe it's just a weekly movie night or finding a park that isn't overwhelming. And what's so cool is there's real science behind this. These calm, shared moments actually help everyone's nervous system sync up and calm down together. It's literally building stronger bonds in your brains. And look, none of this works if you, the parent, are running on fumes. This quote just says it all. You can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's actually the foundation of everything. It's the only way you can show up as the parent your family needs you to be. Okay, so hearing all these strategies is one thing, but actually putting them into practice, that can feel like juggling a dozen things at once. It's a lot. That's why the source also mentions that there are tools out there to help, like a platform called Teddyverse. It's basically designed to be a central hub for your family's journey, a place to build that united care circle we've been talking about. And here's how something like that actually works in the real world. You know that problem where the grandparents, the teachers, the therapists, nobody's on the same page? Well, a central hub gets everyone aligned? Or what about just trying to figure out what's really going on day to day? A daily tracking tool can create a single source of truth, everything from sleep patterns to meltdowns, which makes talking to everyone so much easier. When you step back, what this is all about is a huge shift in how you see things. That diagnosis, it's not the end, it's chapter one. The real story, the real journey, and yeah, it's work, but it's also filled with so much joy, is in building a family that's not just surviving, but is truly deeply connected. So, I want to leave you with this one last thought from the material. With all the big, heavy stuff going on, what is one small win your family can celebrate today? Seriously, was it a new word, a quiet 5 minutes, a shared laugh? Because it's in finding and celebrating those tiny moments. That's where you find your real strength.